strategy and, as I said, conflict termination. Back to you.
All right, Pathikrit, important to understand that Operation Sindoor is far from over at this point in time. The Indus Water Treaty is still in abeyance. The Americans have obviously unilaterally announced that they want India and Pakistan to convene at a neutral spot and discuss their differences. That's not going to happen. We're not going to talk about Kashmir. We're not going to talk about anything else. We want the head of the snake on a platter, and Pakistan should hand it over to us. But in the meantime, what is the Indus Water Treaty and its fallout likely to do to the daily lives of an ordinary Pakistani?
Look, no disrespect to the position of United States President, but Trump being Trump, he was desperately looking for some media footage. And of course, because after Ukraine-Russia war, which he failed to stop, he had claimed he would do it in one day. And there is a genuine American interest, like the Chinese, to keep Pakistan afloat. That cannot be denied. And that was visible this time as well. So nobody is going to talk about, Kashmir in India. I mean, we are not like that, that we will fall in line with the Americans. They have tried for a long time. The issue of Indus water, as General Asthana also had mentioned about the non-kinetic option, among one of the most critical non-kinetic option will be the Indus water treaty. First and foremost, Pakistan has worked or developed very little or negligible storage capacity of water within Pakistan. So they actually depend on the run of the river, of the flow of the river. Now, there are two things we'll do. It's not, some people are saying, oh, how will you store all the water? No, we don't need to store all the water. Imagine in month of May, June, July at the peak of summer, if you can create a problem of 15% deficit, the amount of impact it would have over there, because, they would have a severe problem of food security. They would have a severe problem of hydroelectric generation, which is almost 20% plus for Pakistan. They would have an ecological problem. They would have a problem for sanitation. And then let them ask the government of Pakistan as to what exactly are the reasons for which you have done this has been done. Let them answer. And the fact is simple. There will be some peaceniks who will say, oh, you can't make humanity suffer. I mean, if they don't care about my people, why should we care about theirs? That is my simple logic. And I think Prime Minister has made it very clear time and again, blood and water cannot flow together. Number two, the issue is this, there is already a water war going on between Sindh and Punjab, between who would actually control the water of Indus rivers. And as a result of this turf war that's going on between these two states, Punjab of province of Pakistan has always been accused of diverting the water towards more agriculture within Punjab so that Sindh doesn't get it. So that is one area, and let me tell you, let me tell you this: we will store the water for 5 days. The rivers will be dry, and one day we will release it all. छप्पड़ फाड़ के दे देंगे, फिर उसको इस्तेमाल करने दो, डूब जाएंगे पूरे. So we have stopped giving hydrological data. That is one thing that they would have a real problem with, and I'm sure a day would come, whether it is Trump administration or any successive administration, they would try to intervene here as well, just as they had an intention to intervene in this case. That day, India will have to be very, very firm, because as I repeat, US has an interest, a vested interest, to ensure that Pakistan is kept afloat so that it keeps on needling India. That is not only the intention of China, but of the West as well. That is a given this time, the way that $1 billion loan was sanctioned, in spite of knowing that this money will never be repaid, in spite of knowing that this money will be used for the financing of war for terror that Pakistan was fighting. So Indus water is one of the issues. There are many other kinetic options. Imagine in the time of peak of flood or a monsoon, when India would not share the hydrological data and would release all the gates. Can you imagine the impact it would have on Pakistan? Prime Minister Modi has time and again stated, I repeat, that blood and water cannot flow together. Sometime it will flow a little more, let the Pakistanis face it. So the blood that they have spilled in India will have to have a price. My last statement, Vineet, in the due course of time, we must work more on critical infrastructure protection policy. Our critical infrastructures will have to be protected, especially those in the private sector. CISF cannot protect everything. We need a new architecture completely, allowing at least selected private sector to be empowered to do so. There it requires a law. National border policy is a necessity. We have to do
Okay.
something so
Okay.
that the
Let me get
Pakistan
Ambassador Kapoor